Welcome to Don't Just Stand There, a podcast where I ask comedians to fix everything. My guest today is a comedian who has appeared on Channel 4's The Last Leg and on Lorraine, who frankly is on her last legs. She's been a reporter for BBC One's Morning Live. She has her own BBC Radio 4 show, Bad Bod Squad, and during her own cancer treatment, hosted the world's first chat show filmed on a chemo ward. Sarah Mills!
Yay!
Yay, you! You spoke in Parliament about how the universal credit system is letting down cancer patients. Was that the driest audience you've ever had?
I mean, they left me dry, Paul. But like one of the things I was speaking about was the fact that they didn't offer me toilet access at a job centre and my stoma bag leaked. And so I had to like trundle down the road with a leaking bag. And they sort of just denied that they don't let people have access to toilets. And I was like,
I'm here.
Yes, it happened. So yeah, slippery.
Slippery. That's
More
almost
than
worse than a
dry.
dry gig.
The other thing that I was addressing them on was that they took me to debt collectors while I was in chemotherapy because of an error that they'd made. I guess what I'm saying is I was the poster child for cancer patients being screwed over by the government for their universal credit.
That's quite an intense thing to figurehead.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not what I dreamed
Especially
of.
in Parliament. Yeah,
It's
like
not what I dreamed.
you
It's
thought
not
be
the
there
dream.
like performing to like a nice glee club in Birmingham, and
I
instead
don't know if that's better, to be honest.
instead it's the honourable member for Clacton. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think part of the problem at the moment is that we all exist in these kind of echo chambers
Of course.
socially. So I have created an alter ego. I have joined lots of Facebook and X groups that I don't necessarily agree with in a bid to see what else is going on.
Thank you for your service.
I will say
That sounds hard.
A few things. Number one, a lot of breakfast. Like a lot of breakfast
What
photos.
do you mean?
Like so many photos of breakfast, particularly in the right-wing groups. Really, like so many full English. Some really nice looking full English breakfast, actually. Maybe that's something the right wing does quite well. Is
But
good full
listen,
English.
I'm in the Rate My Plate Facebook group,
Right.
and there's breakfast in there, and that
Yeah.
feels partisan.
Where it belongs. Right?
Yeah, well, it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't feel like. I never thought that breakfast was politically charged until now.
Yeah, I think it's probably that it has the word full and English in it suddenly.
Yeah.
Brings a bit of national pride in
And they
some
start
people.
going and they're like, yes, Brexit does mean
No,
Brexit.
Brexit means Brexit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've joined these groups. I will say, when I joined X, completely blank profile, it gave me 3 suggestions of people to follow. Elon Musk, not surprised, owns the thing.
Yeah.
Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson were the next 2. So top 3 suggestions were for just a totally blank profile. Hadn't even followed anyone yet. Were 3 hefty right-wingers when you joined X.
So you hadn't even...
Literally signed in for the very first time.
Wow.
And those were the top 3 that it suggested. Which, you know, Elon is obsessed with the UK and like trying to influence our country.
That's
And I'm like,
troubling.
oh, look, there you are. That's how he's doing it. The other thing I'll say about these groups is like, they are quite seductive. Like, I can totally see how people fall for it. Like, you know, and there's a lot of the stuff that you used to see. But do you remember Britain First? They were like kind of the beginning of a lot of this online, like quite clever social media use.
Yeah, they were like the prototype.
Like a lot of like if you would like this dog to not be punched. And you're like, oh, yeah, I don't want the dog punched. And then it's like, like if you think that like, you know, pensioners should be able to heat their homes. And you're like, oh, yeah, that sounds nice. And then it's like if you think that all of that should be achieved by like throwing people out of boats in the middle of the sea or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm on like a...
It's not to 100.
It's like, yeah. And I can see it's very seductive.
Yeah, because I think the suggestion there is that people on the left would have the dog punched.
Yeah.
Like that's that's how black and white it's all become.
So I found a post on the Facebook group, 110% British.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Great name for a Facebook group. Maybe too many words.
Yeah. The 10% is like the fucking hair transplant that you've stuck on yourself.
Yeah.
It's your turkey teeth that you've had stuck on.
100% British, 10% Turkish. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So let me read you what the post says. Fresh outrage as B&M become the latest shop to fall to anti-Christmas trees. I mean, surely an anti-Christmas tree is basically just a tree that you leave alone. You let it grow in the park. Despite charging £100 for a tree. Now, my favorite thing here is that just about the only clear thing you can see on this picture is the sign saying that it's £35.
Bad maths again.
Clearly, if you're 110% British, you pay 110% of the price.
Yeah.
There is no indication on the box whether or not it can be used for Christmas.
Well, what else are you going to use it for?
What
Brushing your teeth? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I also like the idea, like, what constitutes fresh outrage? Like, why would the outrage be fresh?
This feels like
What's the
seasonal
opposite?
outrage,
Yeah,
I think.
seasonal.
Like, it's very
And also,
cyclical.
like, are you not developing an aneurysm at this point? Like, you're constantly outraged at things that don't matter and that aren't even true. No one's banning the word Christmas. No one asks for people to stop wearing poppies. I love B&M.
Also, I mean, the one thing that I'm taking away from this right now is that B&M sell Christmas trees. And I didn't know that B&M sold Christmas trees. And now we're on a podcast talking about B&M selling Christmas trees.
Yeah, and I don't have my Christmas tree yet.
So maybe it's actually quite a clever move by B&M to be like, oh yeah, just call it like a seasonal, non-denominational winter tree and let's kick them off. And then we'll be all over every Facebook group in the land of people who are proudly 110% British. I also think that like this whole they're trying to cancel Christmas thing actually.
Who's they, first of all? Sorry, but
yeah, they means
there's always a fictional they. And also, I think, do you know, I would love it if we could all try to stop using this word they, because it furthers this like algorithmic divide where it's like we're on one side, we're on another side. There is no they.
They basically tends to mean Sadiq Khan, as far as I can tell, on the groups.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why he has the same level of security as like the king. So okay, this is my theory. These people in 110% British feel like Christmas isn't quite what it used to be. And the reason why they feel like that is because they miss that sense of childish wonder. And they haven't quite realized that that's what it is, that they miss, they miss being a kid and they miss that excitement. And so they're just kind of taking it out on, a cardboard box instead.
No, I think it's just because they haven't run the Top of the Pops Christmas special for a few.
But do you not see what I mean? That like, Christmas does kind of peak as a kid, surely. That's kind of part of the point.
Yeah, do you think that's really what's happening with them? They're just like, I want to be a kid again.
Yes, I think that's
makes
what.
Me feel
and
racist.
And they haven't done enough like inner searching to realize that actually they're sad because they're not 10 anymore. And it's like, no, you're 40 and you've got a mortgage. This page is called British Stand. It's a campaign to make Ant Middleton, ex-SAS Who Dares Wins on Channel 4, Mayor of London.
Does he even want to be Mayor of London?
There's no suggestion of that at all. No.
That's not, you can't force someone into mayorship. If there's one thing I stand by, it's that.
Not forcing people to be Mayor of London. This is a hill you will die on.
Yeah. In London, which is mayored by Sadiq Khan. I'm sorry.
Were you forced to speak in Parliament?
No, I very actively did because I like to argue with people. I was like, let me at him.
So a little bit about Ant Middleton. He was fired from Channel 4 because he called BLM protesters absolute scum, which he apologised for. HMRC says he's been banned as a company director after failing to pay more than £1 million in tax. And he's being sued by the MOD for giving away military secrets on a podcast.
No, so he is failing on every aspect of life.
And 22,000 people want him to be Mayor of London. I mean, I'll tell you what the top comment is. It's, hell yes, this guy is ex-SAS. He knows how to disable boats quickly.
Yes, and then he'll tell the Germans how we did it. Not that I know that I do understand that we're not at war with Germany anymore.
He'll tell the Russians how
He'll tell the Russians how we did it on a podcast, apparently. I mean,
like, surely that's military 101 is not saying military secrets on the radio.
let's make something really clear here. And I think this is important. London isn't a coastal city. So him him being the mayor of London would mean you would actively take him off duty for anything to do with what happens in the English Channel.
He could be in Calais, but instead he's reporting back to the TfL governance board.
Yeah, like he's there worrying about HS2 and the congestion charge. Like the mayor of London has very little to do with the English Channel.
If anything, he's been woefully badly assigned.
I mean, I just think it's so strange. Is that what they think? They think that if Sadiq Khan wasn't a Muslim man, is he Muslim?
Yeah.
They think if Sadiq Khan wasn't a Muslim man, that's the only thing stopping Sadiq Khan from
going
disabling
out
the boats.
and stopping the boats.
Because that's what the mayor of London
would otherwise do.
Yeah.
If anything, you need to put him on secondment in the French police.
Yeah.
Which I would watch a TV show about.
I would watch that too.
Suddenly Channel 4 are involved again. Have we just fixed this?
I think we fixed this, yeah. We fixed the
Thank God for that. I didn't think we were going to fix anything.
I feel like we haven't fixed anything. I forgot that that's what we were supposed to be doing.
So relevantly, Private Eye is describing a load of AI news stories doing the rounds that people are falling for.
Sorry, who's reporting this?
Private Eye.
Private Eye, interesting.
But the AI slop suggests that UK citizens will be banned from using central heating after 9 p.m. to help with net zero. I didn't know anyone could afford to run their heating past 9 p.m. anyway.
Yeah, I never have anything.
Yeah. Pensioners are at risk of having their money taken away by the government. Pensioners, again, like the most securely funded group of people in the nation.
But I feel it is funny how pensioners are treated like an endangered species, which I guess they are.
They literally are.
Literally endangered. But it's really interesting that they are such a flashpoint for politics.
I mean, they vote,
don't
right?
Don't hurt the pensioners.
Because they vote. If young people voted, we would get it too.
What I find really strange is all the people that are like, well, they fought in the war, so we've got to look after them. It's like, no one alive now fought in the war.
There's like 6 of them.
Yeah.
I wish they were still here because they would say, don't vote for Nazis.
Yeah. But instead we've got the generation that like was on an upward trajectory of like rebuilding and capitalist gain going, why can't you buy a house if you stop buying coffees and Netflix?
British people going on holiday to have to pay an exit tax. Have you ever been on somewhere on holiday where you have to pay an exit tax? It is very weird.
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
I think it
happens in my bedroom.
And a little feedback card.
Yeah. That I filled in.
Yeah. That you give to them. Yeah.
Just sign it there, mate.
Out of 6.
Yeah.
No, it's really odd. I think it might be Mexico where your bus pulls over a little hut and you have to pay them to let you out of the country.
Oh my God, so it's like nationally indicted kidnapping.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. That's such precocity.
Just pay it on the way in. It's like I'm excited to be coming into your country, not like a hostage situation.
Oh my God, do they do a bucket speech?
It takes us a lot to keep Mexico running. If you want to support Mexico.
Some other countries will charge you 20 quid to leave.
You're in central London.
We're only asking for 5 quid. In case you're wondering what we're talking about, Paul and I are stand-up comedians, and there's a strong tradition. So I've just taken over.
No, please.
There's a strong tradition in a lot of comedy gigs, especially in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, of doing a bucket, which is where it's free to come in, but not so free to leave. And so as you leave the venue after the show, the host will hold a bucket out to you.
But weirdly, that makes sense because it's like, oh, now you've warmed me up and I'm part of your community and I love you. Great, here's some money. But for some reason, that isn't the case with Mexico. I'm like, just let me go into home. We've got a bit sidetracked.
Yes.
Yeah. And an immediate £200 tax on all motorists. Like looking at that list, I'm like, with most of those, I'm like, I know those aren't true. And I don't know why I know they aren't true. I think it's just a bit of like, that's not how tax tends to work.
Well,
And
yeah,
like,
exactly. Nothing works like that.
Yeah. Like immediate £200 tax on all motorists. What? No. Like.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, these things. You can't just actively take money from a pensioner unless you're robbing them. Like, what worries me about this is who is. So they're AI generated news articles. Who's putting them out there into the bloodstream in the first place? Is it just happening? Is it all happening? Is it all machine led?
Well, it's also like who benefits from like that level of doubt and that level of chaos? Like internationally, are we talking Putin or are we talking like locally and it's like Nigel Farage? Like, or is it literally just clickbait and they're making money on content and adverts? It could just be that these are popular videos that lots of people comment on and then Facebook rewards it. Okay, let's move on to Dickhead of the Week. I'm excited about this. Because like it's a known fact that I'm a massive people pleaser.
How is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very bad at standing up for myself. Like I'm a serial like change the subject. That is my way of dealing with views that I don't agree with.
Okay. Do you think
Which
it comes from childhood trauma?
I think it comes with like wanting everyone to have a lovely time and not wanting to confront and wanting to stay safe and all this sort of thing. But the reality is I'm a 6'1" guy. Like most of the time I am quite safe. So I want to get better.
Oh, 100%. I'm a complete dickhead. If we're talking about dickheads of the week, I'm a dickhead. I'm never trying to people please. And I have a very lovely life and I really enjoy myself. And I don't, I think it's a lot of work to people please, and it sounds quite exhausting, and you should definitely stop doing it.
Well, help me, please. Let's start with our listeners one. Obviously, I don't have any listeners yet because this is episode 1. So I've asked John, who did the pilot. I started working with a new PT who's really nice, or at least I think he is. He's trying to bond with me in a really weird way. Every time I go see him, he starts doing different accents, which just seem really offensive. I'm not that comfortable in the gym anyway, and this big burly man starts doing all these accents, and I just don't know how to say to him that I'm uncomfortable with it. So far, all I've done is an awkward laugh and change the subject.
People pleaser.
John, you're a person after my own heart. That is classic Paul move. Have you seen the weather?
I don't understand this story because what do you mean your personal trainer just keeps doing random accents at you? Like,
well, I'm assuming it isn't like a Texan accent. I'm assuming it's like one of the accents we don't do anymore.
Oh, offensive accents.
Yeah.
Fair. Because I was like, oh, is he just like,
howdy, partner?
Yeah, good day, mate. Another 10 reps, please. Like,
this is the thing that no one talks about with PT sessions is that most of it is just sitting around awkwardly waiting for your kind of arms to get ready again.
Well, this is the thing. They're not heavily dialogue based, so I didn't understand.
No, but they are. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. I've never had a PT.
You do like, okay, you do the lifting up and down, and then you finish the lifting, and then you've got to wait for like a minute and a half or something until you can do the lifting again. And during that time, you just do some weird chit chat, and it's always total bullshit.
Oh,
and
I hate that.
It sounds like
someone to have a conversation with you.
£1 a minute. It's terrible.
Thing is, I think you and John need to grow some balls, and you just need to start. Yes, you're a people pleaser.
Yeah. I thought you meant the PT. Yeah.
No, No, I think you need to just say to people, could you not? Like it's easy, like it's not easy and it's uncomfortable, but or you need to, if it makes you really uncomfortable, then get a different PT. Like don't keep putting up
Well,
with stuff that's random.
yeah, because those are kind of the options, right? There's do nothing. There's ask to get rid of it because, but not give a reason. Or there's do what some of my friends would do, which would be like, no, that's offensive. Don't do that again.
I think the problem is no one ever wants to tell someone else that they're being offensive because then you end up having a conversation about what offense is. You get
Mm.
told that you're easily offended. You get all bogged down into like, oh, why are you such a pussy, whatever. Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Um, I would be that would be something that I would find quite hard to get into. So you're gonna have to find a way to get your PT to not do the accents. Without ending up in that argument. So maybe you can be like, listen, I'm part of a group called 110% British, and I only want to hear British accents. Even though you're joking, I can't. When you do that fake Pakistani accent, it makes me upset, and because I'm a racist. I think if you tell your personal trainer you are a racist and you don't want to keep hearing these foreign accent, he won't know what to do. And then you've just
Keep them
confused him.
guessing. That
Keep
is
them
kind of
guessing.
genius. I do see the genius of that. It's
I
not
am
what
a
I
genius.
expected from you, but
What would you do?
I think I would do nothing but accents.
What, back?
Yeah. I just like, you know what? Nothing pisses people off like a bit of Borat. I would just do the Borat voice for the whole 62 minutes of the session.
Why are you doing 2 extra minutes at the end for the
Because I
tumour?
just think I'm charming enough. I always get 110%. Yeah.
So what I probably would end up doing, I'd probably just keep going, "Oh, what is this? Like, why?" Like, I'd probably just be like, "Oh, that's a weird thing you just did." Like, I'd probably call it weird and be like,
Mm.
"What are you doing?" And be a bit like, then say, "This is offensive," or try to do any other strategy. I'd be like, "That's
Weird,
random."
weird is often the best, most sticky thing. Because like
Yeah,
weird is like a feeling and no one wants to be weird.
exactly. So I think you can train people to stop doing things, and you just every time he does the accent, I'd be like, and I wouldn't add anything to that. I wouldn't
Mm.
articulate what it was I was making the face about. But eventually I think I could train him out of doing it.
And then
Like a
your hope is
Pavlov's
he
dog
just stops doing it
situation.
generally. Yeah. But
Yeah.
are you then letting yourself down by not being like, hey, I've seen this bad thing and I'm going to call it out? Or is that just overkill in life?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? It's like you say, are you letting yourself down? And it's like, well, we're holding ourselves all to such high standards all the time. Like it's a lot of work to always be calling people out. And if
Mm.
he's doing silly accents all the time, I mean, is that really what you want to spend? If you're gonna, I always think if you are really bothered by something in this world, the best thing you can do is have a cause. Obviously done a lot of campaigning around like um uh, bowel cancer awareness and stuff like this. Now I'm sort of at the moment much more sort of engaged in the AI argument. Of all the things I could choose, that's the one that I feel like I can do some work on. So I just think so long as you are doing good work in the world, you don't have to call out every single transgression.
I kind of feel like you've got to have a line. You just got to be like, that's a thing that I have this with like some people who have some pretty terrible views in my life. And I'm like, if they say, I don't know, the EU wants us to eat insects, I'm like, oh, whatever. But if they're
We're gonna
like,
be eating insects in 20 years.
but if
Like,
they're like, oh my God, this kind of person is terrible and smells bad, then I'm like, nah, that's not okay. And like, John, I hope that helps. I hope we fix that for you. Here's mine. So mine is also gym based because I am a fitness bro.
I could tell by looking at you.
Yeah. I was in the sauna. um, and this guy starts chatting to the guy on the other side of me.
So rude.
And he basically says that the Ukrainians started the Ukraine Russian war. And I was like, oh my God, number one, great for the podcast.
Never not thinking about content.
And number two, I was like, oh, this is great. I'm in quite a safe situation. This is a great time for me to like stand up for what I believe in. I think it's possibly an easy win. I don't know, I know he hasn't got a weapon in his Speedos.
No, true.
Is that a Russian bot in your Speedos? Are you pleased to see me?
Yeah.
What a great moment. So what I
did you?
did is I gave him a dirty look and left.
Oh, Paul. See, I think the thing is you've got to break things down into their different dickhead parts.
Mm.
If we're looking for a dickhead of the week, you've been dickheaded against in two different ways there. So the first transgression is where they spoke across you.
True.
And the second
one
thing
in
is,
each year. Yeah.
which is the worst kind of threesome I've had. And then the other transgression was about the Ukraine war. And the thing is, one thing was done at you and one thing was done around you. And I think you can only really, if it were me, I would deal with the thing that was being done at me and forget what was being done around me. Like, people, free speech is obviously a phrase that is hurled around a lot and really misused a lot. And like, to be fair to these people, they are allowed to say whatever they want about the Ukraine war in a fucking sauna. Like, and I think, again, you shouldn't waste your energy worrying about that aspect of this interaction. But the thing that you should have been upset by was the fact that they were talking across you. Like,
That's
you weren't there.
like, I don't care about the talking across me, but like, I'm like.
That bit is the bit that makes me furious. When I read that in your notes, I forgot about the Ukrainian bit.
Wow.
I was like, oh, right, Paul wants me to deal with the fact that these two people were talking across
no,
him.
because I'm like, if everyone just lets him like plow on through being like, Ukrainians started the Ukrainian war, then he tells 10 people and then they tell 10 people. That's how
you're really
it gets worse and worse.
how many friends men have. I don't think you can change someone's mind in that moment.
In a sauna.
You're a madman in a Speedo, in a sauna, in Pure Gym. Do you really think he was going to listen to you?
Well, it felt like it could have been the beginning of my journey, It felt like.
What journey, though?
Of saying, no, person, that's inaccurate because of these facts. That's how I picture myself being.
Right. So what you've told me is that you're a people pleaser and you want that to change.
Yes.
And your first step, you're thinking, is that you would end up in an argument with a stranger in the sauna over the Ukraine war.
Yeah. That seems like it's a very safe scenario. Like, I feel safe in there. And it's like, it's not like something that people tend to have a lot of skin in the game about. It just felt like a great gateway to having opinions.
Have you considered becoming the mayor of London? Because you're clearly looking for like an outlet. What you're really saying to me is you want to do more.
Yeah.
I
think we've all got to do more.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens in the sauna. But I think you have to find a cause and you have to, I really do believe this. I think if you genuinely want to change things, it doesn't happen piecemeal and it doesn't happen on the hoof. Be consistent and have something that you fight for.
But wait, so if he had been in the sauna and you had been in the sauna, not me, and he started saying, the best thing is movies made by AI. That is your cause.
Oh, interesting. Maybe I like my comfort too much, but I know that having an argument in the real world out of nowhere with someone who isn't prepared for it will spike both of our blood pressures. Like, they should be, if they think that AI movies are good, then they should be allowed to say that in a sauna.
Well, let's hear what you did with your dickhead of the week. Tell me.
The man I'm about to tell you about, I followed him the whole way along Piccadilly in central London, yelling.
Were you the dickhead of your week?
No, I think it was Ant. It was Ant. So basically, I was walking along Piccadilly on my way to BAFTA, I know, that's just my life. I was on my way to BAFTA to have a conversation, an interview and a coffee with a production company. And it was a busy day. A man was trying to get past me, which is fine. He can try to get past me. But I was walking along and he came up on my right-hand side. And somehow he basically managed to like be in physical contact with me for about 2 minutes while he tried to get. This is what I mean. Like he was sort of like walking along my shoulder like this. Like, so I was just walking a little bit too slowly for him and he needed me to know that. So he was like literally like,
Leaning.
you were walking along, you're walking along. And he was like, and he was just like sort of like trying to push past me, even though he didn't need to be in contact with me. And the problem with that is that I'm a dickhead too. So I basically just started yelling at him. I was like, you shouldn't be touching. I don't care how much of a hurry you're in. You should never be you don't need to touch me. You shouldn't be touching people in public. I was like, you don't touch strangers. And I was yelling it. The fact is, I'm a woman in this world. I've been quite fortunate. I don't think I've had like terrible, awful things happen with men. But I know that there's loads of people that I know, mainly women and female presenting people, like who would be made really uncomfortable in their day by a man just walking up against them for a time. That you shouldn't be in contact with strangers in that way. So that's what I was saying to him. And I was just literally walking down the street yelling at him, you shouldn't be touching people. The whole way down Piccadilly, like literally yelling at him. I was in a red jacket. He got to a point where he crossed over Piccadilly and he looked back to like to see if he could cross the road.
Yeah.
And I was still there, like his own personal sleep paralysis demon. Just like, the reason I do something like that, I wasn't cross on my behalf, but I was like, we're not doing this. Don't be doing that.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally like a harpy, just like.
Well, we've got to decide who stood up for themselves best this week. I think it's fairly clear. John laughs and changes the subject. I give a dirty look and leave the sauna. You chase a man down Piccadilly. Okay, big win for you.
Don't be doing this. I genuinely hope that he would never do something like that again. I just think that's all I want is for that person to think twice.
Yeah, that's what John wants with his accents. That's what I want with my sauna man. But.
And I think because I'm like 4'11" and I had like a rucksack and I was coming from the gym, so I had a hold all. I think he thought that like he could just buy
easy pickings, yeah.
Yeah, because I was just like, no!
Yeah. Like, would he have done that if it was a 6'1" bloke?
He would absolutely not have done. And that's why I did it. I was like, you're not doing that again, ever. Because you'll learn what happens, and it's that you get screamed at down the street.
Where do you think he is right now?
I hope crying into his pillow in his mum's basement.
Where he's been locked.
Yeah.
Sarah Mills has been wonderful. Tell me about Bad Bod Squad.
Oh, yes. So you asked me before I came on, what would I like to share with the world? So the main thing is, please do follow me on socials. I'm at Sazzy Mills. I'm probably tagged in this video right now. And I have a show on BBC Sounds at the moment, which is called Sarah Mills's Bad Bod Squad, which is all about navigating the world, funnily enough, with an invisible disability. But it's funny and not that worthy. It's navigating the world with a body that lets you down, which I think happens to all of us.
Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Mwah,
Should
mwah.
we go get drunk?
Yeah, let's go.
And yell at men in the street.
In Piccadilly.